Welcome to the 30th episode of the original Explosion podcast on the Explosion Network. I am today's host, John O'Peck, and joining me is Ashley Hobley.
Hey, Jono, how you going?
I'm fantastic. Dylan Blight.
Hey everybody, I'm great too. Feeling great. Great to be here.
Nicholas Pryor.
I believe I've already done this.
Jack Cruz.
Plat, it's good to be here. I believe I just had deja vu.
Yeah, and Thomas Marshall.
Did you not say that you were terrible?
I thought I'd mix it up this time around.
Are we in the Matrix? Yeah. What has happened?
This is like a sliding doors moment. On this podcast, I'm excellent, or fantastic, whatever I said. And the last one, I was terrible. I'm terrible because I just drove for 2 hours, walked in the door, said, "Oh, hey, Hannah, I haven't seen you for 2 days, but I have to do this podcast with the Explosion crew." Jumped on my laptop, which didn't want to turn on. Finally figured out how to do this thing on my PC, which is a dinosaur, and I'm having audio problems, so bear with us.
Wood chippers, am I right?
Wood chippers. Yeah.
Did it cross your mind that Hannah has been doing something on the laptop? Some kind of sabotage, maybe while you're away?
No, because when I
this
turned
guy's
on the
going to
laptop,
come home and record a podcast. Fuck.
Not
on my watch, she says.
Yeah. When I turned on the laptop, it looked normal, but then as soon as I tried to close all the other windows that were open, it just died. So I don't understand. I don't have the intelligence to figure it out. Yeah, I need to I think my plan is to unscrew the battery and hope that that's like the hardest reset possible, because the hard reset isn't hard enough at the moment.
The hardest reset
is never hard enough.
Freezing.
It's never hard enough.
Sorry, Dylan?
Tune into Dylan's vlog and you see him smash a laptop. That's a hard
that's a pretty hard reset.
I was hoping that was genuine advice.
It is genuine advice. I'm not sure. I don't know how you get to it on a laptop, though. In PCs, there's a little tiny battery that you can take out.
Okay.
Lucky the one IT person in the network is not here.
It's a shame.
Be rolling in his grave.
We miss you, Kieran. Okay, so this week, let's get to it. Well, actually, let's do a bit of a cleanser. How's everyone else's weekend going so far? Because mine has been, up until this point, fantastic.
It's been good. Had little fella's second birthday party yesterday, which was swell. Had beers, had food, had family and friends around. It was good times. Played golf this morning, also good times.
Awesome.
Had my cousin's little son's third birthday party. So I had more beers and more family and more friends, and it was good.
Good
stuff.
Not complain.
Anyone
Else?
I worked yesterday. However, after finishing work, I went and watched Mother at the movies. You can check out my review at explosionnetwork.com/reviews.
Good stuff, Dylan. I'm sure it's really, really well edited.
Yeah.
How have you been, Ashley?
Yeah, I've been good. I also worked yesterday. And then today I took my aunt to the airport. She's moving to Perth, so...
What the fuck? Did she just left the country?
Almost, yeah.
I took Charlie to the beach this morning.
Did he love it?
He had a fantastic time, and we got home and he basically didn't move for like 6 hours.
Nice.
Absolutely poked.
But
and I read some comics and played
what
some
comics
games.
did you read?
It's been good. I read Kill or Be Killed, issue number 12.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. The Fix, I finished an issue, and I've been reading some Invincible on my iPad, and I picked up the Darth Maul trade, but haven't started it yet. That might be this afternoon. Well, later this evening.
What did you trade for it?
I can't handle the dad jokes. Please, stop. Please.
Nick, what have you been up to?
Not a whole lot. Went and saw It yesterday. Went to my favourite Vietnamese restaurant for dinner last night. And played
What'd you have?
Too all weekend. I had fried rice, sweet sour pork, and we shared spring rolls and summer rolls.
That's what I like the idea of pitching you and Stacey's sharing some sweet rolls.
Every time someone talks about it, I always get confused whether they're talking about it or it. Like when they're saying the word it. Like they're saying it was really good, and I'm like, I know it means the same. It means the same thing, but are they referring to the title
wait until
of the film?
wait until you look at my review, and then try and figure out when it's like it as in the thing it, or it as in the name of the movie.
That's what the italics are
Yeah,
for.
that is what the italics are for. However, when you look over it without the italics, which I've now fixed, it is like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this mess? It is it.
Somebody had a stroke while they were writing this.
Oh, very good. Let's get on to the topic. So, it struck me recently that the news
Oh,
cycle.
no, did it hurt? Sorry,
Yes,
I had
it
to. I'm sorry.
The news cycle these days almost consists of hot takes. It's controversial opinions followed by controversial opinions. Whether or not, the person writing it necessarily believes in it, they have to come up with something that's going to generate the clicks and the attention of, I guess, an audience with a short attention span. So that's, a pretty big thing, and it's not always good. It's almost never a great thing, but it does make for interesting conversation. So I thought maybe we'd bring some hot takes of our own to the table. And, I have some hot takes, but I really thought that you guys would have even more, because just in our general group chat, it feels like every second day or every week someone's saying something that no one else agrees with. So
Unpopular opinion and such.
yeah, basically. Yeah, I guess we should explain.
Don't say that we argue a lot. Don't give away the secret.
Sorry?
We got to pretend we're all great friends.
It's a secret
We gotta
sauce.
Pretend we're all
Pretend that
great
we're a
friends.
Makes this
cohesive
work.
unit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no,
behind
we're-
the scenes, it's
no, we're-
constantly, oh fuck you fucking dickhead.
Yeah. The key ingredient to making great,
Yeah.
entertaining podcast: hate
Yeah.
each other.
And then fake liking each other for an hour and a
Yeah,
bit.
it's not that hard.
Yeah.
We're all great actors.
Hey, we turn it on. We turn it on a couple of hours a week. We do what we can.
So I thought
you do.
we'd each come up with one kind of main hot take that we'd discuss, and everyone can give their thoughts, and we'll give them a rating out of 5, which I'll explain in a second. And after we've gone through and done our main hot take, our hottest take, we'll just kind of give people a chance to rapid fire some of the honourable mentions that didn't make it to the number 1 position. How's that sound?
Sounds fantastic.
Does
I
anyone
think I
have
can
any?
do that.
Does anyone have any questions before we get started?
No, no, sir.
No?
No, sir. Not me,
No.
sir.
Okay, so the 5 scale rating I've come up with, in order of coldest to hottest, we've got cup of tea with too much milk. Macca's French fries is the 2. Sunburnt shoulders in a warm shower, that's number 3.
Oh, that
Hot
hurts.
seat belt on a summer's day, that's
Oh, no.
number 4. Starting to get pretty hot. And then you've got your habanero pepper, which, as we know from Hot Pepper Gaming, is the hottest of hot peppers.
Habanero
Did
pepper.
they sponsor this episode,
Gotcha.
or
It's
They
not
don't
a,
exist
it's not
anymore.
Is it a brand?
they
I think
did.
it's just it's like Granny Smith apples, isn't it?
did Granny Smith Apple sponsor this
Habanero.
episode?
I hope so. That'd be
I hope. Yeah, I love Granny Smith
Yeah.
apples.
They're the best kind of apples.
Hit me with your hot
I
take,
think
then.
they are.
Wrong.
Hot take: green
Hot
apples
take.
are the best.
Jazz apples are actually the best.
No.
Pink ladies.
Them apples are the best.
I like the Granny Smith because it's a bit sour.
I like
That's
all
actually
apples
what
the
I-
same.
Sorry.
I like all apples the same.
Well,
Don't
you just an
discriminate.
apple
You
atheist?
would.
I was waiting for the you would.
Yeah, of course you do. Sounds like I don't discriminate. All apples are the same.
It's what's
on the inside that counts.
It's the core.
Do it again.
It's what's
Do
at
it
the
again.
core.
Do that again. Do that voice. Go, Tom. Yeah,
Who,
give
me?
it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll do that
yeah,
again.
do it. This is good.
I don't even know what I
I
did.
want to know. I want to see it again.
It was like mid 2000s goth kid voice.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I don't know.
all apples are the same.
on the inside that's the most important.
Oh, that was good.
I was like,
That
oh.
was a good laugh. Thank you.
You
for
reminded
that. We
me.
can wrap this
I'll
up.
That
listen
was
back
me from
and-
10
and
years
try and
ago. For a
repeat it for
second,
you.
you just turned into little young emo Dylan.
I wasn't even actually trying to do little
Oh.
young emo Dylan. I was just doing a not me voice. But
Very good. Does anyone have a take so hot that it's burning a hole in their pocket and they just need to get it out there first?
No.
I don't want to go first.
Why? You want to set the standard?
No, I just don't. No.
Is it
Oh,
about
okay.
9/11?
I
Because I
always
don't
go
want to talk
first. I
about
don't
it
wanna go
anymore.
Hot take, Jack's a coward.
I'll take Jack's coward. All right, I'll go first.
I like
Hot
yours,
take.
Jack. We talked about it a little earlier when we weren't sure if you'd make it onto the episode, so I
Yep.
think you should go.
I'm gonna
Give
go
us
with
your hottest.
So,
And
well,
if it's not the one
two,
that I'm thinking of, then it needs to be.
two of them are very similar, so I'm gonna go with the one that's not. Well, two. They're all three very similar hot takes, but two are the same and one is different. So I'm gonna go the different one. Nickelback is a good band.
That is hot.
4.
Nickelback is a good band. Hot take.
Nickelback are
Dylan has
terrible.
gone.
They
Dylan
are-
has straight up given it the hot seatbelt on a summer's
Yeah.
day. But do we want to go through first? We can talk about whether we agree or not, and then we'll give our ratings. So it sounds like there's a resounding disagree so far.
No, I agree.
Attaboy, Nick.
Yeah.
That's my
They
boy.
are far better musicians and much more famous than I am. But I don't know if I can agree that their music is any.
The problem is with the most people that say that only listen to their radio stuff and where their album stuff are so much better than what they play on the radio.
That's an interesting point.
Look at this photograph.
Don't get us
Thing-
copyrighted.
This is the thing, and I'm gonna throw another hot take into this. The thing with Nickelback is it's like Vegemite. Nobody actually likes the taste of Vegemite. They just eat it because they feel like they have to.
Oh.
Vegemite does not taste good.
5.
Australians, we just eat it because we think that we have to. Exactly the same with Nickelback. People think that they have to hate Nickelback. I think Nickelback are a fine band. I like their music. I'm not afraid to
I
say
think
it.
Nickelback are just okay. They're not the worst band ever. I mean, it's all hyperbolic, but they're not great.
Both Vegemite and
Have you
Marmite.
seen it?
I
Have
don't
you
think
seen
they're-
this video?
I don't think they're a great
proof all
band.
Nickelback songs sound the same.
Yeah, there is proof. The thing with Nickelback, are we going to get copyright strike?
Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing money.
You could say
They
the
all
same
fit
thing about
together, but they're
AC/DC.
like 10
you could
different
literally,
songs.
you could literally make the same argument about AC/DC.
Yeah, exactly.
You can. However,
Where's your
Oasis.
However-
Nickelback tattoo, Nick?
AC/DC songs are a lot better. So, just all being the same, they are at a higher standard of all being the same.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I think that the hate directed towards Nickelback is completely
Unfounded.
overblown and unfair. I think people. I think
for a song, I'm gonna sing it, and I ride and stay in songs, and it's more lyrics, and
Okay.
I slowly
I could make
build
the
the
same
lyrics
argument
up
about
when
any
I
of the
sing
bands that you
it,
like.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
slowly build
Okay,
the
that's enough, Dylan.
song lyrics
enough.
up, and I sing them down.
So I think
Thanks for coming, Chad Kroger.
the thing about Nickelback is that it's kind of the paint by numbers
Song?
rock pop music,
Yeah.
which is it's painted in a way that's a bit more gritty and
Is that Nickelback's fault though?
I'm gonna-
Because all the bands that come out that imitated them, because they were the ones that really started that.
I don't know enough bands similar to Nickelback to comment on that.
There's
But I
Theory
think
of a
it's
Dead
I think it's
Man.
They're in a
it's just
league
that
of their own.
they seem to appeal to a very mass group of people who don't like rock music, but they like Nickelback.
You know who all
what
the
I mean?
people I knew in high school that listened to them were all into country music, and it was like the one rock band they were into, and I was like,
Nothing wrong with country
no,
music.
there's nothing wrong with country music. I just found it interesting. It was like, but it was the real like, it was like the weirdos that wore like cowboy boots and everything in school, like the full cowboys at school, and they loved,
I often forget you're in
yeah,
Tasmania.
they loved Nickelback.
Were these
but
your
Jack is-
cousins?
No,
They
Jack is-
all were his cousins.
Jack is right about this one thing: is that Nickelback became a scapegoat for, or they became synonymous with bad music, and it's probably a bit unfair. And I think the reason is because music critics saw Nickelback, they saw through what they were doing, I suppose, and they slammed them for it, and it became, as Jack said, cool to hate them because it's an easy target, and even these days,
It's like COD. It's like
very.
I saw a few years ago by Jad Kroger's a tweet by Jad Kroger a few years ago saying you can hate us all you want, and then he's got a photo of his backyard with all his sport cars and helicopters and whatnot.
Yeah. It's like Call of Duty. It's like people who complain about Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Bad Call of Duty every year still sells millions of copies and is the highest selling game every year.
Yeah,
They're basically
15-year-old
they're the 2000s version or the
knobs.
later 2000s
Creed.
version of Creed, which
Yeah.
I actually like Creed, and I think that they are. The singer is not great. He's downright basically just ripping off Pearl Jam, but
What's wrong with Pearl Jam?
the musician, like the musicianship, and Tremonti, the guitarist, is phenomenal, and he's got some amazing guitar licks and solos. But that's probably one of my honorable mentions is Creed being slightly underrated. But I think maybe we can go through and give this the rating. I'm going to give it a hot seatbelt on a summer's day. There's definitely a lot of fans of Nickelback that would support you, but for someone that's in a space where it's popular to hate them, it's a very hot
Are you
take.
writing these all down so we can have an overall hottest take by the end? Or
Thanks for reminding me. I am going to
thank you. No worries.
add them
I'm here
up.
to help produce and stuff like that. It's fine.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4, which was
Yep.
a hot
So
seatbelt.
that's-
or whatever.
Yep.
So how does this scale
The,
work?
the 5 is it's a really hot take.
Is the hottest.
What?
So it's like
yeah.
1 to 10, but 1 to 5.
Analyze.
So as in,
Does
as
a
in
one
one
mean I agree with it, and 5
Yeah,
means
No,
I
no.
disagree
It's
with it? Or
it's
the
not
other way
about
around?
whether you agree. It's about how hot the
So
take is.
one is like sunny days are good.
It's like
Like,
How
would be one.
controversial it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Thank you, Nick.
I'm going to go with a
Thanks, Nick.
3, just to
Yep.
throw it out there.
Which
move
is
us along.
I forgot.
what was that on my scale?
It's like, what is it?
sunburnt shoulders in a warm shower.
I think
Can
I'd
I-
hate that more than I would the hot seatbelt.
Nah,
That
fuck
hot
the
seatbelt can give you permanent burns, baby.
So
No,
can
you
the
can avoid
sun.
the hot seatbelt.
It's the sun.
We're not talking
You
about
wear
the
a
sun. We're
shirt.
talking about the hot shower.
On the burn.
That's worse than the seatbelt.
Yeah.
Seatbelt is 4. We're not. This is not how we're progressing this podcast.
Can I give you
This
a
is all hot
3.5?
takes, Jack. Hot takes.
There are no 3.5s. It's just 3.
It's going to have to be a 0 then.
You're so difficult. You were the most difficult.
Okay, I'll
human
give you a
being
4.
I've
I'll
ever
give you a
met.
4, Jack.
Thanks, buddy.
What was your rating, Nick?
You can't give it 0.
Well,
so.
if it's by controversy,
Yeah, controversy.
yeah, I'd probably give it a 4.
Okay, that's a pretty good
Solid.
score so far, Jack. 4 4s and a 3.
Pretty happy with that.
That's a 19.
Maths!
Who wants to go next?
You go.
I'll go next if no one else does. So, a couple of topics ago, we all talked about our
Ghosts. They don't exist.
No, 2 of my topics ago, we
Okay.
talked about how we view Australia and Australianism, our cultural identity. We all agreed that
We're awesome. That's what
we
that was a
love
consensus.
Australia. It's a very great place to live, and
Shag
I
sheep.
think we all have a fair amount of patriotism.
You shag sheep, Tom.
However, I believe that the Australian national anthem is terrible and should be changed.
I agree.
Discuss.
Should be working class man.
From what I gather from any Olympic events or sporting events or anything, every country's national anthem sucks.
Not true.
Jack will disagree very strongly.
Not true.
about
One of
that.
my favorite songs ever is the Star Spangled Banner.
Really?
5.
I fucking love that song. I don't know. It gets me up and about.
Weird.
Yeah, this is the thing.
fake Australians?
The lyric of
wait till
of
I'm
our
not finished
anthem,
yet.
Advance Australia Fair. The words are great. I actually thought about them earlier. They're fantastic. The melody is just so plodding and boring and blah. Like it just doesn't.
that's
hype
Sings
me
why-
up.
with enthusiasm. Everyone's like,
Did you all have to sing it in like school at any
Yeah,
stage?
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It sucks.
Never understood.
But the-
never understood the lyrics when I was younger.
Gert by
Gert
C?
Yeah, I was like, you'd
Yeah.
say it. Like as a
But
kid,
that Gert.
as a
Yeah.
kid,
What?
Girth by C. As a kid,
Girth is surrounded
you'd
by
say
C.
you'd say the lyrics, but I'm like, I
Gert.
know
It's Gert, not
I
Girth.
know it's Gert.
Jeez.
The,
What
the
does
joke
it
was
mean?
It's Girth by C.
It's Gert.
We all
Surrounded.
know it's fucking Gert.
No, I didn't.
No.
I always go, home is made by sea. I
The
don't
thing
know what it
is, you'd never use that word in a sentence except for in that
No,
song.
because it was written in like
And-
the 18 millions or something, wasn't it?
Well, no, it's not, because we had God Save the Queen up until a
What,
certain
early 19
point, so
something then?
I think it was in the,
Federation or something?
no, it was way later. I reckon it was even after the wars. And everything.
Really?
Because there are
Not-
old
I
people.
don't know about the wars, as in like after
The World
World War
Wars.
II, but it might be a post World War One thing.
I thought it was because there are still old people who, like, when we do events where I work at the old folks' home, we have to do God Save the Queen as well as Advance Australia Fair. And my understanding was because that's got some importance to them. Whereas
When's the last
doesn't
time?
anyone else.
When's the last
Oh,
time
wow.
one of you have had to?
1984.
You just go to. I haven't had to.
Thank
I haven't
you.
had to sing the lyrics.
That's
for like
insane.
10 years.
I fucking
So-
love our national anthem.
Do you?
so
Yeah, I fucking love it.
here's
Gets
the
me all
thing.
No,
fucking
separate
jizzled.
your like your Australia like heritage.
Yeah, no,
from-
I love
Just
it.
Think
It
about
gets
it
me.
as
It
a
makes me
song.
proud. I like it. I don't
Yeah,
care.
but you like Nickelback.
True.
lyrics
No,
are
I
nonsense.
don't mind it at all. I like it. I don't think it needs to be. I didn't know. I honestly had no idea that it was so young.
That's the thing. We can't use the excuse that
Well,
yeah,
our
it's a
soldiers
traditionalist
went to
thing.
World War underneath that song, so we
Yeah.
can't change it.
The song was written in 1878, but not
Okay.
adopted until 1984.
That's fucking right. The
Yeah, I
first
love the
time,
fact-
right? Kinda, yeah.
And there's a second verse to it.
There is that nobody
Yes,
knows.
Nobody knows.
I know it because we sang it at school.
Australia,
because it's on Wikipedia in front of me.
Yeah, no, I like our national anthem. I've got no problem with it. I hear the people talk shit about it all the time and say it needs to be changed, and it's the thing. I don't even think
I
that's a
want to know
hot
the
take.
people who actually think about this on a daily basis. Like, it needs to be changed because it's of all the things that I could think could be changed in our country first. Changing the national anthem would be pretty fucking low.
Same people that want
Yeah.
to change the flag, that want to change Australia
Well,
Day.
I want to change
same-
Australia
same
Day,
people.
so
Then you own those people.
Have you let gay people marry?
no,
yet?
we'll find
'Cause
out
you
how
should
that
sort
goes
one
shortly,
out.
shall we?
Oh, funny coincidence. Apparently, it was changed after a plebiscite in 1977,
Oh, yes,
so
okay,
it took 7 years for them to
Fucking love,
go
fucking
through.
love
So
episodes.
that's a good sign.
Did you know? Actually, I learnt during this week that like gay tourism in New Zealand is apparently like a ginormous like sector because so many Australians and a lot more Australians than New Zealanders come to New Zealand,
Yeah.
get married.
We
and
love
then go home,
cock
like, on a
over
Because
holiday.
they all love The Hobbit.
Yeah, it's great. I like it. I like that idea. As long as you recognise it, I'm fine with that and keep bringing us the money.
See, the thing about Star Spangled Banner is the lyrics are somewhat questionably racist because it has references to the
Doesn't
Confederate
surprise
War.
me. I don't actually
But
know the lyrics,
the-
but it doesn't surprise me.
But the melody of that song is
Way better than
inspirational, and it is epic. It gets you hyped, like Jack says. And I want to feel that way. Like that Kind of Funny Live 3, Andy came out and played it on the guitar, got hyped. I want to feel like that with Advance Australia Fair, but I don't. And most people...
You haven't stood in a pub with a bunch of drunken guys screaming out Advance
You haven't stood at the
Australia.
MC. You haven't stood at the MCG with 100,000 people while it's belting out, and then the fucking crowd goes.
It's the song for the everyman.
When it
Any man
crescendos.
Why
can
do they
sing it.
do that?
They don't
Sounds
do the
like a
hands.
silly
They don't do the
response.
hands, but the
I was at
Australians.
the
crowd fucking goes.
I was at the 1997 preliminary final, Jack. I just should remind you. Anyway,
They're doing a special on that this week. But they're looking
Really?
at the crows that year.
I'll have to watch
Let's
that.
rate this. What was the
Okay,
original?
let's rate this.
What was the
Spangled
original
Banner was
question?
only adopted in 1931.
I personally don't think this is
Okay,
a
you-
really hot
you-
take, but it was the hottest
What was
one
the
I could
original
come up
statement though? That it's a shit.
He does. It's,
with.
it's
That
trash
it's crap
and it should.
be changed.
Okay.
I don't know what to, but
That's
I'll give it a 2.
yeah.
One
McDonald's
for a
fries.
solid 2 as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it's
2
McDonald's
is
fries. That one.
McDonald's chips. So we've got 3 2s.
How long have the chips been in the warmer?
It's kind of like you ate your burger, you had a bit of your drink, and then you got to the chips.
Okay, yeah.
So you normally have the chips
So they're
first.
like your sister's chips when she never finishes them.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
And then you get given them? Yeah, alright.
They're not freezing. Two.
Yep, two's.
Is that
Okay,
two's all
two's
around?
all
What's Jack
around.
giving it? He didn't give it.
I gave it a 2 because it's not a
Alright,
hot take.
mystery.
I disagree with it, but
So we all gave it 2?
But-
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
think a
I
hot
haven't
take,
heard
I
it.
think a hot take would be our national anthem is fantastic. That would be the hot
No,
take.
come on.
That would be. A
I've
hot
never
take.
heard anyone say it should be changed. You
I've
seem
never
to run
heard
in
that.
different circles.
I hear it all the time.
They wanted to change
Yeah.
it
Ready
to
to
Waltzing
swing
Matilda,
for the
didn't they?
fences.
At
People
one
want
stage?
Waltzing Matilda. People want Working Class Band.
Waltzing
people
Everyone
Matilda.
Waltzing Matilda.
Is anyone? Has
No,
anyone?
you're the
has
voice.
It
anyone
can't be
actually-
waltzing Matilda. It's about a criminal.
It's talking about a swaggy fucking killing
Look,
himself.
I didn't
don't
say I
think so.
agreed with it. I just
No.
said that there was like 10 years ago, there was a
Yeah.
legit thing going to get
Yeah,
it
those
changed.
people are idiots.
I don't
Yeah,
know what
for
a
years they
swaggy
used to
is.
play that at the Wallabies
Sleeping
games.
bag, Tom.
Okay, who's
Once
next?
a jolly swagman.
Yeah, I'm swinging for the fences, and let me know if it's kind of got 2 parts, and let me know if you want.
Of course it
the
does. What a
this
fucking
whole
surprise.
podcast,
Tom's
this
has
whole
2
podcast
parts.
episode, he's still been trying to work out what a hot take is, and he's just thought of, he's finally discovered. Yep,
He's like,
No,
okay.
I came up with
it's
this
two-parted.
inside the last
yep,
half
thought
hour.
so. Go for it.
So I kind of
So
added
since
a
this
second
episode
bit.
started,
Spit that fire, Tom.
Movies are the worst form of media entertainment.
5.
And building on top of that, Quentin Tarantino is dreadful.
5.
You are a
Django
fucking...
Unchained. I would hate to watch
5.
that film a second time. It was
5. 5's
Okay.
everything.
Tom, you only get the first one. You should have saved that for your honourable mention.
All right, everyone, get
Okay.
your money. We need to buy Tom out of the explosion now.
painful. I'll take all $5 from you.
So,
You owe us money. Which
Tom,
one
can
are you
we
going
just-
with?
Can we just clarify with the
Yeah.
movie thing? You're saying it's not as good as games, TV, music, comic books, books,
Telenovelas.
theatre,
Morse code.
Well, I went for like media
The big
entertainment
three.
was like digital entertainment, so probably out of the big 3, maybe you can add some other bits on there. But movies are
So you just mean
Movies aren't
TV and games are better? Is that what you're saying?
TV and games are better, comics are better. I could probably argue if you wanted me to that going to a live show is better.
Yeah.
How many books
Music
have you
or-
read compared to how many movies you've seen?
I've probably seen more movies than read books.
That's not in this though. He's talking about digital.
But he brought up
entertainment.
comic books.
I brought up comics. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I actually agree with you, Tom. I think that there are better stories being told in TV. But having said that, I don't watch as many films.
all
For our
cyclical.
audio listeners, Dylan has walked away from his computer. Yeah.
Dear.
I think stories are better. They're better told. Like with games, the element of interactivity is good, particularly when I can't sit still. Like inside a movie, it's rushed. I find half the time. Like
Bad movies are rushed.
Yeah.
What you're saying? Long movies are good movies.
No, goodly paced movies are good. Badly
Yeah.
paced movies are bad.
Yeah.
But then someone tries to make a longer story like Judd Apatow, and people say, "Oh, it's too long. I don't want to watch a comedy for more than 2 hours."
I think I got about halfway into The Wolf of Wall Street and went, Jesus Christ, what am I doing with my life? Can I just go home now?
So would you
That's
not
the
watch
thing about
that
movies.
as a
You
TV
can.
show
You can
for
just
like?
walk out if you don't want to watch it anymore.
I don't understand how you can make this argument out of seeing only a handful of movies from my...
Yeah, how many?
Assumption.
5,
I
6.
think he's seen.
I've-
I think
Every,
Tom.
seen
pretty much
more
every
than a
movie last
handful
week
of
you're like,
movies
who's
that
that? I haven't seen that. Who's that? Don't know what
Tom
you're
has
talking
a
about.
lifetime of movie
Tom's
watching.
seen The Wolf of Wall Street and Hellboy, and that's it.
I've seen at least one of the Hellboy movies, yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder you hate movies. I'd hate movies if only I'd seen Hellboy.
Hellboy's good.
I like
Dylan's
Hellboy.
about
Oh,
to-
what was that
Dylan's about to
piano
make
one
himself.
that I watched? No, not piano, the drum one. That was terrible.
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Dylan loves that as well, yeah.
I like that.
Maybe you just have bad taste.
I had no
That's
idea
the problem.
what was going on.
I'm
I'd
not
say
down with Tom saying movies are terrible, but I can get on board that TV is a superior form of.
At the moment.
Yeah,
Five.
if we, like I don't want. Yeah, we'll pull back from specific examples that I'm doing just to make Dylan pull the face that he's got. But yeah, I think TV and games both have a much better capacity to tell better, more compelling stories that I'm far more invested in.
That's bullshit.
What, like keeping up with the Kardashians?
I agree with TV.
I said it has the capacity. I'm not saying that every single TV show is better than every single movie.
We get like maybe half a dozen video games a year that actually have a really good narrative.
But you're talking about quantity now. He's saying like the potential's there. Say like The Last of Us. He's saying that is something that you get.
I've got the potential to be a good human being, but it's not fucking happening.
I give that a
1. Talk about fucking potential. I've got nothing to say. I just completely disagree, and I the whole show will become me rambling.
So I'm going to take that to 5 for habanero from Dylan.
Yep.
5.
Hot take, Tom.
Yeah, I give it a 5.
It's a shower sunburn one for me, only because I also prefer games and television over movies, but I still really love movies, so it's a 3 for me.
Yeah, I've actually read or heard some. I'm trying to half say arguments and half say discussions. So let's just say I've heard some people talk
arguments
about this idea. As you know, we're in the golden age of TV at the moment with a lot of TV shows, a lot of actors preferring to work in TV rather than going into film. So it's not necessarily a 100% original idea, but it is a hot take. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Take it.
Oh man!
And that
takes you to the lead. 21.
That gives you a 21.
Oh fuck yeah!
Literally.
Pretty good for someone that just came up with it 20 minutes ago.
Probably not even.
I do agree with that as well. I'm not just trying to hot take you out. I've
Nick,
got some ones that I don't agree with that are good for the bonus round.
Nick, do you need to go next in case you got a split?
Yeah.
Or...
Okay.
Okay.
Yous ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I don't know.
North Korea needs to be dealt with by force.
What's that? Sorry.
North Korea needs to be dealt with by force.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's a hot take.
Can you outline your ideas in a bit more
it's
detail?
going to come down to
Twitter.
a war to get. It's going to come down to a war to get North Korea to stop being North Korea. Because they're just going to keep on being provocative until they actually start something. Like all these sanctions and everything they've done so far just isn't working. And I can't see any pacifistic or diplomatic ways for it to end peacefully.
Kim Jong-un has a sudden change of heart.
Persona 5 style.
Yep. Persona 5. Yep, that works.
Spoilers.
Sudden removal of his heart with a sniper bullet.
The thing is,
Seth-
the next person will
Seth
just step in
Rogen.
and be the same.
Seth Rogen and James Franco.
Do you actually believe that,
Yes.
Nick, or is that just a hot take you've come up with?
No, I believe that. I don't want it to happen, but I believe
I give it
has
a
to happen.
1 because I reckon that's what most people believe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Really, a lot of stuff on seeing Twitter and stuff is not that.
Twitter's run by lefties.
That's what people want, but that's not what people...
Yeah. I think it's a terrible idea that like Trump keeps provoking him the way that he does, and it sucks that nothing else has managed to calm him down. But it seems to just
to clarify, I don't
it's
agree.
like a war of escalation, isn't it?
I don't
at the
agree.
moment?
I don't think it should be.
You think-
by?
How do
But
you
do you
think?
think it can?
Yeah, how do you think it can be? Then?
I have no fucking idea. However, I'd like to stay away from. What am I, a politician? I mean, we've spoke about wars and stuff before. I just feel like that's like a clear step towards some sort of war.
The nuclear option,
yeah,
would
the
you say?
nuclear option.
Still
So
war.
I'm just completely against it. Like, use all possible fucking solutions you can find pulling out of old cupboards and drawers until you have nothing.
Clearly, the answer is a wall.
Until what? Until he nukes South Korea
Japan or
first?
something.
Yeah.
They can't. They've done everything they can. They're isolationists. They get no foreign trade or anything like that.
Yeah, well, this is why I could never be a president of the United States, because I would not make the play. or
Hard
anything
choice.
like that. I couldn't do it.
Is that the only
Also,
reason you
you're
couldn't do it?
Tasmanian. Also, you can't.
Yeah. Okay, so we've
Anybody
got
else?
2 1s. Is that right?
I'll give it a
Favorite
2.
one.
Yeah, it's a 2.
What was yours, Tom?
I'll give him a 2. It's it's unfortunately possibly too true.
See, I think that Nick's right in that there hasn't been a lot of media speculation and, Twitter talk about this being the obvious solution. But I think if you took the pulse of the typical American, the typical Trump supporter, the first thing they would say is, let's nuke the crap out of him, because that seems to be the easy thing. So I'm going to give it a 2 as well.
Are we just going off Americans' opinions, or is it worldwide? Because I think worldwide they aren't for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay,
Yeah.
You just convinced me. I'm going to bump it up to a 3.
I think most South Koreans would agree as well.
You're easily persuaded, Jono.
I don't know how people
Bump
in
mine up to a
Argentina
5.
No, not going to do it. I think that's a 10.
10?
You're on par with me.
I think 10 was on the scale.
No, it's not a 10 out of 5.
It's a 10 out of 50, I guess.
What's yours? No, I wanna
Dylan,
know Ash's.
Dylan and
I
Ash
want
are the
Ash's.
last. Ash.
Okay, ready?
It's also not out of 50 because there aren't 10 of us.
Oh, sorry. That's out of 25.
It's out of 30. There are 6 of us.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
no,
the
because
person who
only-
says it doesn't vote.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you
don't
All
vote
right,
on
move.
your own.
Ash, what's your hot take?
Math explosion.
Cultural appropriation. It's not that bad.
5.
Interesting.
5.
I just feel it gets blown out, like, way out. Like, if somebody's eating a spring roll, then it's their cultural appropriation. You see people, what was it that I read? Someone's wearing cornrows in their head, that's cultural appropriation. Someone wearing a yin-yang symbol on their arm, that's cultural appropriation.
Yeah, I recently saw from someone whose opinion I respect a lot complaining that you shouldn't call them dreadlocks because that's offensive, and you shouldn't have dreadlocks if you're not African.
What?
Yep.
Who
Because
said
of the
that? Well, actually,
I'm not gonna say
care
who it was.
I don't care who said it. But since when are dreadlocks offensive?
Well, it's cultural appropriation, as Ash is saying, but the actual terminology, the origin of it was to do with like slaves or something.
The
Look
thing
into
is-
the etymology.
I already am.
It's it's reductive, because aren't we trying to become more multicultural? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Are
Yeah.
we trying to adopt everybody else's culture, like to form our own?
Yeah.
You're saying like we
Okay.
can't do this
Yeah.
because some other culture did it first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I think
agree
there
100%.
are varying degrees of this where adopting something because you think it's cool I think that's great. And then there's kind of making fun of a culture. Like, for example, I definitely understand the opposition to wearing like the Native American headdress, whatever you call that, the headdress.
Or calling
with
your team the Washington Redskins.
yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
That's problematic because that's their.
There was going to be
it's
a,
maybe more sacred
couple
to those
months
cultures.
ago at one of the clubs here, that was going to do there was like a Cowboys and Indians night planned or something like that, and then people all complained on the Facebook page, and that got canned.
Yeah, there's a really good Colin's Last Stand topic on this, by the way. If anyone is interested, it's about 20 minutes.
Dylan is.
I am
going
totally
into-
not.
But Dylan is the person that probably should listen to it because he's given this a 5 straight off the bat, and I think you'd be interested in the arguments in favour of what Ash
If I
is
could
saying.
stand listening to Colin, I would. Hot take.
See,
Would you
the
like
thing
me
is-
to listen and record it?
Record it
me
back for
saying
me,
what
Tom?
he says. Yeah.
But yeah, like there's so many things like hoop earrings, for example, are a Latin American fashion that have been just embedded into society now. Are we supposed to stop that because someone thinks that that's offensive?
Yeah. No, I think it's the perpetually offended that get all worked up about stuff like that. Like you don't like. There's things like think there are some things that are sacred and that you shouldn't, like you said, the Native American headdress and things like that, where it is inappropriate and can be disrespectful to certain cultures if you take things in and put them into a different sort of, like, I don't think there's any African Americans or Jamaicans or anything who would walk around and see like a surfer dude with dreadlocks and be like, "Hey man, you
just did the accent, so we're kind of losing.
And that's another thing. Doing accents isn't racist. If you think that, you're a fucking moron.
Certain accents are racist because they perpetuate stereotypes.
It depends how you say them, but I would say
you just
doing
said,
an accent
"Hey
like
man,"
that.
If you say them authentically, then it's not
when he's got the
racist.
blunt hanging out to the
Hey
face.
man.
Hey man,
I don't
all
think
Jamaicans
there's
are
nothing racist
stoners.
about
That's a
that.
Jamaican accent. Like,
You can do a Jamaican
Jamaicans
accent.
speak like that.
Not all
Like,
Jamaican.
it would be like being like doing a French accent, wee, and be like, "Oh, that's fucking
wee.
racist. You're a racist.
It's not
Stupid,
racist.
Don't be an idiot.
That's the Three Little Pigs.
It's not racist.
Oh, wee.
Different issue.
Sacre bleu. That's not. It's like someone going like being like, "Oh, g'day, mate." To me, like if they're from another country, I'd be like, "That's
It's not
funny.
racist,
Good
but
for
it
you."
does perpetuate a stereotype.
But we all
That's
say
different
g'day,
to
mate.
racist.
98% of us
I've
do.
never said "g'day, mate" in my life.
No,
I say it
Yes, you
all
have,
the
I do.
time.
Yeah, I
Every
just
I'm
said
Australian.
it.
no. I'm
to say-
talking about like Nick. I'm talking about like if an American person came out to me and was
Yeah,
like,
I know,
"Oh, g'day,
I know
mate."
that. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
It's not a stereotype.
No, I know. That's what I mean.
It's not a stereotype if they fit the stereotype.
Stereotypes exist for a reason. Most of them, I'll say. When I've travelled overseas, I laugh when I see people fitting the stereotypes because we're all taught like, "Oh, don't stereotype people. Don't buy into these stereotypes." And then you see that they're like 100% spot on so often, not all the time, but you see it and it's like, okay, I understand where that comes from now. And it's the same, Australians get stereotyped as well as rowdy and drunken, and what happens when we go
Racist.
overseas? We
Homophobic.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Ash.
I'm giving
it's a big
it a
old
2.
one from me, mate. It's a big old one.
What are you giving it? Are you saying it's not a hot take?
I don't
I
remember
agree
the
with it.
question.
No, it's not. I think it's
So
only
you can-
like Jack said it best. The perpetually offended is who it's like most concerning to. Like the general person, I don't think cares.
Yep.
Everyone I hear when it comes up goes, "Oh, this is just ridiculous. It's gone too far."
Yep.
So you give it a 1. Nick, what do you give it?
A 2.
2. Tom?
Can we repeat the question?
It's not a question, it's a statement.
Well, can we repeat the statement? I've got to figure out how...
Cultural appropriation, it's not that bad.
Cultural appropriation is not that bad. I think cultural appropriation is bad, but
That's not what you're rating.
Yes, it is.
it is.
No, you're not
No,
saying
you-
whether you agree. It's how controversial you think the opinion is.
I'm trying to figure it out because I think cultural appropriation is bad, but outrage over cultural appropriation, which is people pissing and moaning about stuff that isn't cultural appropriation, is the bane of human existence
Fucking A.
on Twitter. At the
Well
moment.
said. Well said.
What was your number?
Where does that put me on the scale? Yeah.
Please just give me a number.
I don't know.
Go low.
Should I put you down for a 3?
Yeah, go on. Middle
I
of
wanna-
the road.
I want to give it a 3 as well because it's the kind of thing that if Ashley did tweet that out to however many followers he has, it would be. I think it would be a hot take, even though the common man on the street would agree. So I will give it a 3.
I give it a 5.
So 5. Do you want to talk about it at all, Dylan, or are you just too outraged? To...
Just sorry. I mean, all the examples given were ridiculous ones. I agree, like the yin yang, whatever, tattoos and stuff like that. But whenever I think about the fact that it was only this year or late last year, there was like there was like Briggs, the rapper, called out this dude online. He saw a picture of this guy, went to like a local football club in blackface, and he was like cosplaying or whatever you want to call it, like dressing up as a footballer. And then there was like 10,000 comments about people arguing about how this is okay. And I was like, this is such a simple no. And then everyone's
there's
like...
lines, though. There's lines, though. Like we said before, the Indian headdress thing, blackface, all that shit's bad.
Yeah, but that's cultural.
No, I don't think blackface is a cultural appropriation.
No, it's not. That's racist as fuck.
Appropriation is like taking it for your own.
Yeah, they're saying, it's okay, I can do this.
He's not taking...
No, that's not the same.
Yeah,
he's like,
is this the little 10-year-old who wanted to be nicknamed Nui?
It was like an adult of some sort.
Was it a different one?
It was like a proper adult guy.
Yeah, I remember this. It was someone very high up in a company that dressed up as some footy player.
And I mean, the stuff with the dreadlocks and the hairstyles and stuff, like, I don't fully understand it, but I'm, like, open to hearing about it. There's a show on Netflix, what's it called? Fuck.
Best entertainment medium.
It's Dear White People, which is really great, and it tackles some of these issues in interesting ways. I mean, stuff like this, stuff like, it's cultural appropriation, okay? And you start talking about hairstyles and stuff like that. I'm like, it's not for me to say. Like, if someone wants to be like, well, this comes from my culture and I don't like the fact you're wearing it, I'm like, I'm open to hearing about it. Like, why is it? It's not for me to say, to be honest. So I think it's still an issue, and to simply just close it off as how about you calm the fuck down, like it's a non-issue, like it's been years, you don't own it anymore, I've got it now. That's not the way I want to go about things at all. For particular things, I'm open. So
that's fair.
I can get behind that.
I've got a blackface story to tell.
Interesting.
By the way. So
you're the last person I expected to hear that from.
Yeah. So the high school I went to was a new high school. So we went through primary school, and then when my brother, who's 2 years older than me, got to grade 6. He then went on to year 7 and was the first lot of year 7s, went up year 8 all the way through to year 12. So in the first year 7, they held a high school musical, and it was the first musical they'd done at this school. Yeah. And it was a story that I think someone at the school had written, and it was telling a story about I've forgotten his name, John Newton, who wrote Amazing Grace, the song, and he was a slave trader, and he had like a come to Jesus moment and wrote that song and stopped working, freed the slaves, whatever he did. But
I think it was Abraham Lincoln.
There was a scene where they had... So it was about that kind of topic. Like they had students dressed up as African slaves singing these like songs that they used to sing, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot and that kind of thing. But they all had the dark makeup on their faces. These like 12-year-old, 13-year-old kids, all in blackface. They don't know. This was like 1998, so Australia was still very ignorant about that being controversial because we don't have a history of it being seen as a negative thing in Australia. That's why even when Hey Hey It's Saturday did their big thing and
with Harry Connick Jr.
Yeah, and he
was like, that's not fucking cool.
Shined light on it, and that kind of started the turn against blackface or in Australia. But it's just funny because looking like at the time it was normal, but me and my brother will often talk about how funny it is that this Christian school did blackface and forced all these year 7 kids to do blackface, except for one like Indian kid who was very dark.
Like, you're okay. You're dark enough already.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Anyway, that's my blackface story.
I had no idea that Swing Low, Sweet Chariot was American.
There you go. Fact of the day. Well, I couldn't think of anything bad. I just wanted to bring up the one that you that got suggested to me when the topic was brought up because I figure if I'm so like this isn't controversial and you are all telling me it is controversial, then surely it is. Like that's the definition of a hot take. Like I'm so just in it, which is that.
Don't say it, Dylan. Don't say it. Don't do it.
Which is that prequel era Star Wars isn't shit.
Oh, he did it.
And I say that, and I literally just go, I don't get it. Like.
7.
I know. I want someone to tell me, like, listen to my statement and tell me how it's wrong because I literally, So apparently that's a hot take. I'd like someone to tell me why it's a hot take.
Explain yourself.
What do you mean
Because
explain
they're shit
myself?
movies.
I didn't say all the prequel movies are good.
When was the last time you watched them, Jack?
Last time I watched them?
Yeah.
Last year I did like a watch through of all the movies.
You didn't
last
hear what Dylan said. Dylan said the prequel era, not just the 3 movies.
The prequel era. Oh wait, the prequel era is shit. Is not shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I how disrespectful of me. Can you please repeat your
The
statement?
prequel era of Star Wars isn't shit.
Oh, okay.
So what does that encompass?
So you're saying like the lore? Of
So the Clone Wars.
Everything from Phantom Menace, Clone Wars TV show, any books written in that period, the movies. You can
Do they
include
exist
the
in
prequels.
canon anymore, though?
There are canon books that take place in the
So are you encompassing everything? You're saying
Prequel
like
movies,
like as a
books.
whole, everything: movies, TV shows, books, video
Yes.
games, the
The
whole
prequel
lot.
prequel era of
Okay.
Star Wars
Yeah, I can-
products.
I can
and
get behind
stuff.
that. Yeah.
Not the prequel
Isn't
trilogy.
shit.
No, that's okay. I thought he was going.
However,
prequel
if you just want to
movies.
go to the movies, they're not all shit either.
Wrong.
Star Wars
I agree with
Episode
Dylan,
3
but I think
is a good
Yeah.
movie. Star Wars Episode 2 is a terrible movie. Star Wars Episode 1 is a okay movie.
Star Wars Episode 1 isn't much of a Star Wars.
No, it's not. It's the least Star Wars movie.
That's-
It's
that's
probably
the
least
thing.
Star Wars than Rogue One. So
That's that's I think where people's issue with that is like,
yeah,
it's like a relatively poor origin story for what we know comes later.
I can watch 3 all the time though. 3's fine. 3's a good movie.
I agree.
Killing a bunch of younglings.
I
Love
can
that.
I can get behind you.
Oh, thanks.
I think it's a 5 on the internet scale. But
Yeah, people freak the fuck
I
out.
agree
Like the
with
amount
you.
of threads you see online, like whenever someone mentions prequels, and people just freak
because I think
'Cause it's
people
not up to the
automatically
same
go
standard
to
as the-
prequel trilogy, not
out. Like
not-
the
Yeah.
last book I read,
Like
right?
Civil
I finished reading Inferno Squad, which is the prequel to Star Wars Battlefront 2.
good?
It's really good. However,
Should I buy it and read it before the game?
you won't. You
Can
won't. That's the problem. You literally won't.
Challenge accepted.
Go for a goal.
Challenge.
When's the release date?
How's the Witcher books going?
I haven't started it.
That's fine, Nathan.
I'm about halfway through Spider-Man.
Wouldn't even work. So I finished this book, and
No, that's his podcast, not
I
the
finished this book. I look on the Goodreads like reviews, and someone had given it 1 star and was like, "I know I'm pretty biased because it's set in the prequel era, but I still think this is shit." And I'm like, "What? What are you on about? Like, it's not really set in the prequel era. It feels like a prequel era story
Yeah,
and stuff."
yeah.
But
Well, that's-
I'm like,
yeah.
people still on the internet are just so angry about anything that if it's set during the prequel era of Star Wars, they automatically just see like they get like Jar Jar
Midichlorians.
Bink's fucking Metachlorian eyes and just
It's the
freak fuck
It's the
out.
Nickelback effect. It's the
It
Nickelback
is
effect.
Nickelback effect.
No, see,
agree.
the difference
true.
is Nickelback are terrible and prequel era is not.
I think there's a lot of bandwagoners for the prequel era.
Yeah, probably.
I actually think they are bad movies. I think 3 is the most acceptable of
Most
them all.
okay. Of
Yeah,
them
the
all.
most okay. I think 2 is shit, and I hadn't. So I saw them
What
all.
happens in 2?
They sit
It's the-
on, they hug
They
in the
fall in
desert
love.
for ages. He goes, "I hate
sand.
sand," and then they roll around.
And then he goes and fucking brutalizes some sand people.
He pretends to get knocked over at one stage, and she's like, "Annie, oh no!" And he's like, "Oh, I just tricked
This
you."
poor Jedi
and then he's like,
Knight.
"I'm gonna go murder some sand fox."
Yeah,
There's a lot of Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, there's a lot.
yeah. I went and so I watched them all sort of through the like as they came out when I was growing up and etc. and so on, movies, and then like a couple of times when they were on DVD and stuff like that. And I was like, they were fine movies when I was a kid and whatever. And then I remember they did a re-release of episode 1, probably like 5 years ago or something, maybe a bit less.
In 3D?
And I took my little brother and sister. I'm like, yeah, the 3D thing. I'm like, oh, cool, Star Wars. I love Star Wars. My little brother likes Star Wars. My little sister likes Star Wars. I'm like, I'll take the kids to Star Wars. This would be awesome. We'll watch episode 1. And I hadn't seen it in probably like 5 or 6 years, like from when I was an adult. Like I hadn't seen it since I was like a mid-teenager. And I remember sitting there in the movie theater being like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what? It's just bad. They're just bad movies. 1 is terrible, 2 is terrible, 3 is okay, and as a whole, they are bad.
Now
we
you've
get
got
some
that out of
ratings?
your system. How do you feel about the era?
Era's fine. I think there's some really good stories told in that. Obviously, Clone
Okay,
Wars
so that's
is
a
really
2
good.
from Jack.
Yeah, big old 2. Some of those Macca's
My
fries.
favourite Star Wars character is from the prequel era, which Nick hates, but
Nick's favourite Star Wars character,
Oh, yeah.
also, isn't it?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka Tano.
Well, technically, my favourite Star Wars character is from the prequel era.
Who's
too.
your favourite Star Wars character?
Who's that?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
I was
My-
trying to
that's-
remember which one had a beard.
My favourite Star Wars character has been
Qui-Gon
blinked.
Jinn.
My favourite Star Wars character has been blinked out of existence, so I'm very sad about that.
Hey? Who?
Dash Rendar,
Why?
because canon is no longer canon. Shadows of the Empire is no longer canon. His ship,
Still
however,
exists in Rebels.
Dash Gamer.
his ship
Is in Rebels.
exists.
He
Yeah,
probably
so
is going
the
to come back.
the outrider. No, there's
not
like
called
there's
the
been like an
Outrider.
official thing.
But
Yeah, I know
it's-
that. But that ship, his ship was called the Outrider, the YT-29, whatever it's
Was in
called,
Star
the
Wars
freighter.
Rebels. Yep.
Yes, and it's also in A New Hope when they go back to when they're in Mos Eisley in the
You'll be happy
digitally
to know that
remastered
they,
one.
when the ship showed up,
They
when
don't
the ship
count.
showed up in Star Wars Rebels, we all got very excited. And then when the Rebels crew boards the ship, it is being run by a bunch of children.
God damn it! So they just want to hurt me. They just keep trying to hurt me. So yeah, no, Dash Rendar's. Anyway, we're getting off topic, but he's.
Can we get some ratings?
Remember,
3.
remember, its prequel area is not shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna go because I don't know anything about these comics and everything. I guess I'm just gonna have to go ahead and go with the Macca's chips.
Oh really? I reckon it would trigger Twitter.
Yeah. I
It
reckon-
would.
Yeah, because they would misunderstand what you're trying to say. I think they would say you're defending the films, which you're not.
I just said that. I
Tweet out right
literally
now,
just
Dylan.
said 3's a good movie, 1's alright, and 2's shit.
Oh, okay. In that case,
And I disagree with that entirely.
Sunny, a hot seatbelt on this summer's day.
It's nice to know Jono's not like set in his opinion. He's willing to.
Yeah, I'm very flexible. I'm open to persuasion.
God isn't real.
And yet, hot take.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
I was going to say we still haven't persuaded you to swear.
No.
did hear you say
I'm very
we'll say
strict
the
to my
title of
morals.
the
That's a
the
different
show.
thing altogether.
I'll give you a 3, Dylan. I think it would be quite inflammatory on the internet, but
Yeah.
I do agree with you. I enjoyed the Anakin and
Obi-Wan comic?
Obi-Wan
It was pretty
comic.
good. That
yeah.
planet was all sorts of fucked up. Weird shit.
Yeah, I really
Read
enjoyed that.
comic.
Ash and Nick.
3.
I give it 5.
Whoa. This is going to be 5. 17. Alright, we have the numbers in. So, at the very bottom, Jono and Nick both have 10. Then we
Coolest
have,
of hot takes.
coming up next is Ash saying that cultural appropriation isn't that bad.
It's disappointing that's so low. To be honest. To be perfectly honest.
Dylan's next with Star Wars prequel era isn't that bad. Jack's Nickelback are a good band is 19. And then we have Tom winning with 21.
And, I think I could have got a 25 with another thing that I wrote down that was cats should be bred for human consumption.
1.
I reckon,
I don't know how
that would have been a
tasty
solid 25.
I don't know if it
I don't know
works.
whether that's a hot take or
Yeah.
just psychotic.
I don't know what they taste
That's a
like.
5.
Yeah.
Neither do I, but I don't really like cats.
So you want
also-
people to eat them.
I also.
Well, you
Wouldn't
gotta
that
put
just
them to
be
some
more
some
around?
use. And that's incredibly hyperbolic. I don't know if I really feel like that, but I think I could have argued that for 25 points.
You should have said. But it's not a trophy.
God
There's-
bless you and your beard.
There's no platinum trophy.
Yeah.
Do we have time to do rapid fire? Nick, how are you doing?
I don't have any, so I'm going to jump off.
All right. We'll
Bye,
plug
Nick.
your Twitters.
Bye,
Love you.
Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Jack, do you want to round off your honourable mentions?
Sure. Coldplay are overrated. Pearl Jam are overrated.
Whammy.
Did you only bring musical ones?
Yeah. Also, Vegemite is shit.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been
That's
a
very
5.
controversial.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not, because a lot of people will seem to spout that nonsense. Especially
Non-Australians.
foreign-
Yeah.
Especially foreigners, yeah. Those foreigners.
Damn
talking
foreigners.
crap about our Vegemite. I'm just going in order that we did the last round, but my hot takes: the film Frozen ain't that good. Game of Thrones overrated. But I've only seen this first season, so that's why I didn't.
You've
take
watched
that
the whole
as-
first season. I thought you hadn't watched any.
No, I have watched the whole first season. If I had watched more, I might have used that as my topic, but I didn't.
4.5
feel like
out of
really-
10. Too much incest.
Yeah, I didn't think I could really go with that as my main hot take since I haven't watched as much of it as is out there. But
Yeah, fair enough.
Too many boobs.
yeah,
No such thing.
I can go.
yeah.
So I did have Ghosts Don't Exist as a callback to that other one. I don't like Quentin Tarantino. That was one. Inflammatory Legend of Zelda franchise is boring, and Breath of the Wild is only so widely regarded because of nostalgia.
That is a hot take. You should have said that. I mean, you did win, but that might have gotten you 5 5s.
Yeah, so would the
I
cats
wouldn't-
thing, but
Yeah, but if that's what your actual opinion is, though,
I agree with you on the cat thing. That'd be a one from me.
I kind of co-opted that from somebody else, but I kind of agree to a certain extent.
Cats suck.
the Zelda thing, or
The Zelda thing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, they're not cats? Okay.
Destiny is for wannabe Star Wars fans. I thought Dylan might like that one, and those of you playing Destiny. Apartments are the way of the future, because I quite like living in my apartment. I could argue that one, that you guys with houses and land would probably disagree. The cats thing, and then hot takes shouldn't be a thing. Like, literally shouldn't also mean figuratively. People suck.
Right.
So just the concept of a hot take is something that irks me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay.
Done.
The house thing, man. Like, you're telling people who live in the country they should live in apartments to save space.
Well, no, I'm happy with people like living, if you're being industrious, but having a huge plot of land and some large fancy house that's far too big for you, and especially when you end up like living outside your means is terrible. Like,
What if you want to grow a family into that house at some stage?
yeah, that's kind of
What if-
alright, but you can
So,
you can grow a family into a much more economic use of space.
what if you want to have
Then-
like a big dog?
Then,
or
like it's probably like the quarter-acre dream kind of thing in New Zealand. Like,
Okay.
you don't need that bigger plot of land and that bigger house to be happy and have all that you need and
Sure.
raise a family.
There might be a culture barrier here because
Yeah.
we don't seem to have an issue with space over here.
No,
Yeah.
we got heaps of that. We just can't live
Well-
in half of it.
Yeah, but that's very insular and narrow-minded. If you were to think on a global perspective, we do
Yes.
have quite an issue with space and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Very good. Ash, do you have anything you want to throw out there?
euthanasia should be legal.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's too hot, but
I give it that.
Apple has jumped
Say
the
it.
shark.
Ooh,
Apple has jumped the shark.
that would be a hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one will probably get me 5, but Jono's castings picks last week weren't that bad.
5.
Hey,
Fives.
yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, Ash. I think we were unnecessarily harsh.
Thank you very much.
You were the one leading the harshness last week, Jack.
No, it wasn't.
No,
I
it
was like,
wasn't.
this one's good. Have you
I
listened back to our
I think
episode?
it was all part of the shtick. I didn't
Anyway.
know half of the people that John proposed.
Why am I not surprised at all? Okay. BVS was a good
With
movie.
respect.
Every trophy counts. Peace out. Hannah Montana was a fine game.
What was your first one? What was a fine movie?
BVS.
Batman
Batman
vs.
versus
Superman.
Batman vs Superman.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That's the hottest.
And Nick's not here, so I'll throw his Metal Gear Solid 5 sucks.
5.
5.
He's wrong.
Yeah, it was number
Didn't
5.
play it.
That's a harbour now.
One of the greatest games of this generation.
Very good. Well,
I think you're thinking
Don't
of The
at
Witch
me.
3.
without any further ado, where can people find you, Jack?
You can find me at cruisy_mate on Twitter.
Where can people find you, Tom?
You can find me turning up the heat on Twitter at TomDavom89, TomDabom89, and that was for Nick.
It's a pun.
Stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, he's usually got a
He's
little
got a
thing.
thing, yeah.
I just thought of it very quickly.
Nick's Twitter is Lord N.Prior, by the way.
Ash. Yeah.
Well, you can
Lord
find me on Twitter
and-
at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEY.
It's literally his
Dylan.
name. There's nothing fancy about it. It's
Yeah, I know.
It's quite interesting. You can find me on
boring.
Twitter at Vivaladil, Vivaladil. I got nothing. That's it. Just have my Twitter.
That sounds like the right amount of
Thank
letters. Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Jono himself. You can check us out on Explosion Pod. You will be able to find us next on Platinum Explosion tomorrow. And until then, goodbye, my friends.
Plat, plat.
Bye!
Friendly neighborhood ad read Dylan here. On November 4th, the Explosion Network will be taking part in Extra Life, playing and streaming 24 hours of games to raise money for the Sick Kids International Hospital in Toronto. The crew will be together under one roof doing ridiculous challenges each time we hit a fundraising milestone, and it's all for the kids. So come help out. Head over to explosionnetwork.com/extralife for all the details, times, and suggest any challenges, goals, or games you'd like to see us play. Watch our Extra Life video. It's up on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Share it on your own social media. Don't forget to hit that like button and get the word around so we can help raise some good dollars and see us do some ridiculous stuff. Don't forget our weekly podcasts. Pleasure Explosion on Monday, Platinum Explosion on Tuesdays, and Grandstand Gurus goes up every Thursday, and they all go live at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Plat plat.